In today's video, we're going to show you how to set up and use PostPulse in an MCP server. But before we start, we want to make sure you know what MCP even is. You've probably noticed that AI is great at talking, but terrible at doing. It lives in a bubble. If you wanted to analyze your company's data, check your calendar, or manage your files, you usually have to copy and paste data for hours. It's a disconnected, frustrating mess. Enter MCP, the Model Context Protocol. Think of it as a universal language for AI tools. Instead of building hundreds of custom, fragile connections for every single app, developers now have one standard way to plug AI into everything. It's like USB-C for your digital life. Once a tool is MCP compliant, your AI doesn't need to learn a new trick to use it. It just plugs in and gets to work. It can search your internal docs, pull live data, or trigger workflows in real time. MCP turns AI from a chatbot into a connected teammate. You get the security of local control, the speed of instant integration, and a future where your AI actually knows your context, not just what you typed in the chat. So what does that have to do with PostPulse? With PostPulse's MCP connection, you can now turn your AI assistants into fully fledged social media publishing tool. The implication's pretty clear. Generate content with your AI agent and publish it to your social media accounts from that very same agent. You'll be able to access some of PostPulse's features in your MCP server, like getting a list of your social media accounts, getting a list of your chats from your Telegram channel and Facebook page, uploading a media, and scheduling a post. On the screen, you can see that we've got a couple of examples of how to use this in our docs. But we're going to build one of these right now to give you a better idea of how it works. For this demonstration, we're going to be using Claude's web platform, but you can use this on Claude desktop and any platform that's MCP compatible. So first things first, in order to add PostPulse to your client, you're going to have to copy the remote MCP server URL. You can find that in our developer docs. In Claude's web version, you should head over to the Connectors tab. That's where you'll be able to add remote MCP URLs. So we're going to add a connector, give it a name, and paste our remote MCP server URL. Once you've done that, click the Add button to complete the process. As you can see, we've successfully added the PostPulse Remote MCP Server to our client. And just like we mentioned earlier, you can find a couple of PostPulse's features here. In fact, you can pick and choose what kind of permissions you want to give each feature in your AI agent, depending on your priorities. But let's get back to showing you what this looks like in action. So you'll want to make sure the server is up and running. And if it is, you'll want to add a PostPulse feature to the agent, like the Schedule a Post feature. You're going to receive a prompt wanting you to specify what social media platform you're creating a post for and your content. We're going to specify our X account, but we're going to leave our content empty for now because we're going to be generating it in our chat. Once you've done that, you can use any prompt of your choice to generate your content. In fact, you can go a step further and even give it the schedule date you'd want the post to go out on. Once you've done that, you can use any prompt of your choice to generate your content. In fact, you can go a step further and even give it the schedule date you'd want the post to go out on. Our agent's done, and it's giving us this neat rundown of what it did. We can see that our post has been scheduled for the 28th at 10 a.m. UTC time, and we're even getting a rundown of what our content was about. So we'll head over to the PostPulse dashboard and refresh our page. And there you have it. We've got our post scheduled using an AI agent from a remote MCP server. You can even preview this post in detail. And we can see that our agent did a really great job of providing context and structuring our post in a way that'll catch the attention of users. Remember, you can set this up on any MCP-compatible platform like Claude Desktop, Prefect Horizon, and many more. That completes our tutorial on setting up and using PostPulse's remote MCP server. Thanks for watching.